The room is quiet, and a soft light hums through the evening air. Outside, the wind moves slowly through bare branches, brushing them together. A single leaf drifts down, twisting gently. Before resting on the cold earth, the world feels still, and even your thoughts may seem to slow. You've worked hard today, and your mind is heavy. Perhaps it's full of tasks, worries, or the small, unfinished moments. Sometimes, these thoughts swirl quietly, keeping sleep just out of reach. It's natural, and it's human, to carry so much in the heart. Imagine your mind as a pond, calm yet rippling from every small pebble. Each thought, each worry, is like a pebble dropping softly into water. You do not need to chase them or push them away. Just notice them and allow them to settle gently. Over time, long ago, the Buddha spoke of the quiet mind, resting in peace. He said, abandoning worry, the heart rests, and sleep comes naturally. This is not a lesson to follow, but a truth to feel. Your tiredness, your overthinking, is simply what arises, not who you are. Notice your body as it sinks into the mattress or chair. Your shoulders may be tight, your jaw softens, your breathing slows. Each exhale is an invitation to release a small weight from the day. In the Satipatthana Sutta, mindful awareness begins with simple attention to now. Let this gentle awareness guide you. Like sunlight moving across a quiet room, no effort is needed, only presence, only noticing the subtle shifts inside. Your mind can wander as it wishes, like clouds drifting across a calm sky. There is no rush, no expectation, only the soft rhythm of rest approaching. Tonight, for these 2 hours, we will wander through gentle Zen wisdom. We will move slowly, with kindness toward our restless thoughts. Each story, each reflection, will help the mind soften, like water absorbing light. We will follow teachings from the Dhammapada, the Jataka tales, and others, not as instructions, but as gentle companions for the journey inward. You may breathe softly, in and out, noticing the rise and fall of your chest. Your body and mind are welcome to rest here, fully, without judgment. There is no need to fix or change anything, simply to arrive. And if you'd like, feel free to share where you're listening from tonight. This is a space of calm, a place to let go of the day. Here, the stories and reflections will guide your mind like a river. Let curiosity and peace walk together, hand in hand, through the night. Sleep is not a goal, only a companion, quietly waiting for you. 1. The quiet garden. In the early morning, mist rests gently on the garden. Each blade of grass glistens with tiny droplets of dew. The air is cool, carrying the faint scent of jasmine and earth. A single bird lands on a low branch, stretching its wings softly. Mara, a woman weary from long hours at work, walks slowly here. Her shoulders are tight, her mind a knot of unfinished tasks. Each footstep on the soft soil feels heavier than the last. She pauses, watching a spider weave its delicate web between stems. Her thoughts rise, as they often do at night. Unbidden, she worries about bills, missed deadlines, and words left unsaid. The garden, however, does not rush, does not judge her burden. It simply holds space for her presence, as she is, Mara recalls a teaching from the Satipatthana Sutta. Softly remembered, mindfulness begins with noticing, not changing, not controlling. She breathes slowly, letting each inhale fill her chest fully, and each exhale release a small tension. A quiet sigh of relief. A butterfly flutters past, landing on a bright yellow marigold. Mara smiles faintly, noticing its fragile beauty. Unbothered by time, she begins to imagine her thoughts as leaves on the water, floating without effort, turning gently with the slow current. The garden seems to whisper that life's weight need not crush her. Her exhaustion, her overthinking, is simply another part of living. She lets herself rest here, noticing the gentle rhythm of her heartbeat. No need to fix anything. No need to chase. No need to strive. When Mara sits beneath the old cherry tree, she hears a soft voice, not from outside, but from the quiet within. All is as it is. And find over resoned. It is not a command, nor a demand, but a calm presence, reminding her that even a restless mind can find a pause. And so she breathes, slowly, easily, letting the garden's stillness seep in. A soft teaching settles quietly. You are enough. As you are. Your mind will wander. Your heart will ache. Yet peace is always near. Tonight, in your own space, let yourself rest and simply be. Sleep, if you wish, and allow the world to wait, whispers the inner voice. 2. The candle by the window. Rain falls gently against the window pane, a rhythmic lullaby. Inside, the candle flickers, its warm glow softening the dark corners. Ethan sits in an armchair, his hands loosely folded on his lap. The room smells faintly of wax and old pages from books nearby. His mind races, rehearsing conversations, worrying about tomorrow's demands, the office emails, the missed calls. The family chores weigh on him. He sighs, noticing the tension behind his eyes and in his jaw. Yet the candle continues to flicker, patient, steady, simply being. He remembers a line from the Dhammapada, long held in memory. Let go of the unrest, and the heart becomes a gentle lake. I'm life, I'm life, I'm life, I'm life. Ethan imagines his thoughts like ripples across that lake, and with each exhale, they settle, leaving the surface smooth and calm. The candle casts soft shadows on the walls, shifting slowly with the flame. Ethan watches them, letting each movement quiet the urgency inside. The rain patters lightly, a rhythm that matches the rise and fall of breath. There is no need to push, no need to hurry, only the present. He recalls the Karaniya Metta Sutta, its words tender and clear. Let loving kindness fill the heart, for yourself and for all beings. Theng, Ethan whispers a quiet wish for ease, first to himself, then outward. The tightness in his chest softens. The anxious hum of thought fades. He notices the gentle curve of shadows on the walls. The flickers slow dance. A calm comes, not forced, not sudden, but like dawn unfolding softly. His eyes feel heavy, the candlelight now a companion for rest. He lets the flame remind him, even small lights can hold great warmth. Rest, and allow the mind to drift, like smoke in still air. He murmurs, tonight, the heart can soften, the thoughts can slow, and tomorrow's duties, though real, need not disturb this quiet now. A gentle voice within whispers, "You are held, and it is enough." Is Zen. 3. The rivers whisper along the riverbank. The water moves slowly, whispering over stones. The sky is painted in soft purples, pinks, and the last golden light. Anna sits cross-legged on the smooth grass, her hands resting in her lap. The evening air smells of damp earth and a faint hint of pine. Her mind is crowded with tasks, conversations, and regrets of the day. She feels the pressure of expectations, both given and self-imposed. The river, however, does not demand her attention, nor judge her burdens. It simply flows, reminding her of the natural rhythm of life. She remembers the Vitakasantana Sutta, quietly guiding her thoughts. Notice them, then return, with gentle patience, to the present moment. Are you? Anna breathes in, sensing the river's motion in her own chest. She exhales, imagining her worries floating downstream. Carried away gently, a heron glides above, its wings brushing the fading light like silk. Anna watches, letting her heart slow to the pace of the river. The water laps the shore in soft, deliberate patterns, each wave small yet constant. She feels the river's quiet teaching. Life moves forward, steadily, without hurry. Even the tight coil of anxiety around her chest loosens, releasing into the calm rhythm of breath and water. Flowing together, she recalls the Majjhima Nikaya, which says insight arises when the mind rests. Anna smiles softly, allowing herself to sink deeper into gentle observation. Her thoughts are not enemies, just passing clouds over a serene sky. She leans back, feeling the cool grass beneath, the warmth of fading light. A quiet voice whispers, "You are here. You are enough. Rest now." Reaving, the river's whisper becomes a lullaby, carrying her gently towards sleep. Tonight, let your mind drift, as the water drifts, effortless and soft. Peace is not found by chasing it, but by letting it arrive naturally. Anna exhales once more, and with it, the day's weight quietly eases. 4. The soft tea. The kettle hums softly, steam rising in lazy spirals into the air. Maya pours hot tea into a favorite cup, feeling the warmth through her palms. The room smells faintly of ginger and chamomile, grounding her senses. Outside, twilight falls slowly, the world quieting in preparation for night. Her thoughts have been sharp all day, cutting and endless. She worries about mistakes, obligations, and the weight of what she cannot change. The gentle ritual of tea becomes a small anchor, a moment of pause. She notices the cup's rim, the way steam dances upward and disappears. A memory surfaces of a teaching in the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. Peace arises when the mind ceases to chase, when craving dissolves. Origly, Maya takes a slow sip, feeling warmth move through her body. Each taste is a reminder that the present is tangible, safe, sufficient. She breathes slowly, allowing thoughts to arrive and leave without judgment. The soft clink of the cup against the saucer marks the rhythm of rest. Her muscles, previously tense, yield to the calm comfort of now. Maya's mind feels like water settling after a gentle stir. A quiet inner voice murmurs, "All you carry is temporary. All you feel will pass." Is Lifig Her heart softens at the truth of impermanence. Gentle and unforced, the tea's warmth lingers. Like a small friend sitting quietly nearby, she allows herself to simply be, with no need to analyze or repair. As night draws closer, Maya leans back and sighs softly. Her breath and the tea's warmth become a meditation, effortless and steady. The day's burdens dissolve into the calm, as if they never truly weighed. Rest, as naturally as the steam rises and disappears, whispers the inner voice. 5. The lantern path, along the narrow path. Lanterns sway softly in the evening breeze. Their glow stretches across cobblestones, painting the ground with gentle amber. John walks slowly, feeling the familiar tension of the workday in his shoulders. The night smells of rain-soaked stone and faint, lingering blossoms. His mind churns with tasks left unfinished, emails unsent, deadlines looming. Each step is heavy with worry, yet the lanterns do not rush him. They illuminate just enough to see the path. Without demanding haste, John notices the small comforts, the cool air, the quiet, the faint hum of life. He recalls a teaching from the Mahakama Vibhanga Sutta: intentions matter more than outcomes. The heart's effort holds value. He lets this thought sink, softening the self-criticism that clung to him. Each lantern becomes a gentle reminder that he is guided, supported. There is no need to carry everything alone tonight. John slows his pace, breathing with the rhythm of the lantern glow. Shadows stretch long and soft, mingling with the amber light on the ground. His mind drifts like a leaf floating on a gentle stream, carried by the steady current of awareness and presence. The lanterns, one by one, become companions for his quiet meditation. John feels the tension in his chest dissolve, replaced by a subtle calm. A soft inner voice reminds him, your worth is not in doing everything, but in noticing, in breathing, in being gentle with yourself. If no, he walks the final stretch, the lanterns illuminating only enough to guide him. Tonight, the world can wait. The worries can rest, and he may rest too. The path teaches a quiet lesson. Light guides. It does not push. And in this soft glow, John allows himself to simply arrive. Sleep now, whispers the voice, and carry only what is gentle tonight. And so, 6. The whispering pines. Evening drifts slowly across the mountains, painting the sky in muted gold. Tall pine trees sway gently, their needles brushing together in soft rhythm. Lena walks along the narrow forest path, boots brushing the fallen leaves. The air is cool, crisp, and filled with the scent of damp earth. Her mind hums with unfinished work, emails, and lingering worries from the day. She feels the weight of expectation pressing quietly on her shoulders. Yet the forest does not hurry, nor does it judge her burdens. It simply holds her presence, steady and patient. Like an old friend, she remembers a quiet teaching from the Sutta Nikaya. Awareness of the present frees the heart from endless craving. 11. Lena breathes slowly, noticing the rhythm of her steps on the soft earth. Each exhale releases tension. As the trees release the day's last warmth, a squirrel darts across the path, pausing to sniff the cool air. Lena watches it disappear behind a trunk, small and effortless in its motion. Her thoughts, like the squirrel, can move and shift without control. She lets herself observe without interference, returning always to the breath. The pine needles whisper softly in the breeze, like a lullaby for the mind. Her shoulders relax, her jaw loosens, and the day's tight knots slowly ease. A distant stream murmurs quietly, echoing the steady movement of her heart. The forest invites her to rest, not to act, not to solve, only to be. Lena sits upon a mossy stone, eyes half closed, listening to the night. A quiet inner voice murmurs, "You have done enough for today. Breathe." It's berating. The tension of tasks, deadlines, and self-expectation softens in its presence. She smiles faintly, allowing herself to simply arrive in this gentle moment. The forest teaches softly, life moves, yet stillness is always possible. Each breath, each observation is enough to quiet the restless mind. Tonight, Lena lets herself drift, cradled by pine scent and evening light. "Rest now," whispers the inner voice, "and carry only calm into sleep." Is 7. The evening lake. The lake mirrors the dimming sky, ripples catching the last light of dusk. A soft wind moves across the water, brushing against the reeds along the shore. Daniel sits at the water's edge, knees drawn close, hands warm from pockets. The air smells of wet stone and the faint sweetness of fallen leaves. His thoughts are loud, looping through tasks, regrets, and unfinished conversations. He feels the tension coil in his chest and press behind his eyes. The lake, however, is quiet, unmoved by urgency or expectation. It simply reflects the sky, accepting its own state as it is. He recalls a teaching from the Upali Sutta, softly remembered, see clearly, without clinging, and the mind rests naturally. Okay, Daniel breathes in, letting the cool air fill his lungs fully, and exhales, imagining his worries dissolving into the water's gentle ripple. A heron steps delicately into the shallows, moving without haste or strain. Daniel notices its careful, deliberate presence and mirrors it within himself. His mind slows, thoughts drifting like leaves across the lake's surface. He does not push them away, nor follow them, just observes softly. Evening deepens, and stars begin to prick the sky with quiet light. The water absorbs it all, and Daniel feels the same gentle acceptance. He recalls the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. Insight comes when the heart is still. His chest loosens, shoulders drop, and the day's burdens feel lighter, as if unseen. The lake, the wind, the heron each teaches without words, only presence. Daniel leans back, feeling the earth beneath, the air surrounding him. A soft inner voice whispers, "You are held. Let your mind drift now." Hours, tonight. There is only calm, only gentle breath, only the mirror of water. He closes his eyes, letting the ripples guide him, and allows the world to wait as sleep comes quietly, softly, naturally. 8. The bamboo grove. Sunlight falls in scattered beams through a tall bamboo grove. The stalks sway with a soft rustle, moving gently with the wind. Amira walks slowly among them, barefoot, feeling the smooth earth beneath. The air carries the faint sweetness of blossoms and warm soil. Her thoughts have been sharp all day, slicing through moments of quiet. She worries about deadlines, expectations, and mistakes made without notice. The grove, however, stands steady, patient, untroubled by such burdens. It simply moves, bends, and breathes with the rhythm of life. She remembers the Mahasatipatthana Sutta, guiding awareness without force. Each step is a meditation, each breath a small act of release. Amira notices the pattern of light on leaves, the sway of stalks, and lets herself rest in the gentle, repeating rhythm of the grove. A small bird flits between branches, chirping softly, then settles to rest. Her heart softens at the simplicity of its presence. So effortless and free, she allows her worries to rise and fall, without interference or judgment. Each breath carries them away, like the wind through the bamboo stalks. The grove teaches patience, the quiet strength of bending without breaking. Amira feels her shoulders loosen, her mind easing with the rustling leaves. A soft inner voice whispers, "The weight you carry can rest tonight." Aresam, she smiles faintly, feeling the gentle truth that she is enough as she is. Evening deepens, and shadows stretch long across the forest floor. Amira sits among the bamboo, letting the calm settle around her completely. Tonight, the world's demands need not disturb her quiet presence. "Sleep, if you wish," whispers the inner voice, "and let the grove watch over you." 19:9. The lantern on the porch. A single lantern hangs from the porch beam, glowing warmly in twilight. Its light flickers softly, painting the wooden floor in quiet amber. Samuel leans against the railing, feeling the cool evening air on his face. The night smells faintly of rain, wood, and distant pine. His mind is full of unfinished work, forgotten errands, and quiet regrets. He feels the tension in his chest, the weight of never enough. The lantern does not flicker from his worry, nor demand perfection. It simply glows, a small companion holding space for his presence. He recalls a teaching from the Kuwa Kama Vibhanga Sutta. Our deeds and intentions shape peace, not our endless striving. Yes, Samuel breathes slowly, letting the warmth of the lantern fill his chest, and exhales, imagining the day's weight dissolving in the amber light. A moth circles the flame, drawn to its calm glow without fear. Samuel watches, noticing the quiet courage in simply approaching light. His thoughts, too, may circle and wander, yet they do not harm him. He allows observation, not interference, and feels the tightness slowly release. The porch, the lantern, the evening air, each becomes a gentle guide. Samuel leans back, letting the rhythm of his breath and the flame merge. A soft inner voice whispers, "You have done enough for now. Rest is not found tonight. There is only calm, only light, only the quiet presence of being." He closes his eyes, letting the lantern's warmth fill his awareness. The world can wait. The mind can rest. Sleep comes naturally, softly, wholly. 10. The gentle rain. Rain falls in soft, steady sheets, pattering against the roof and windows. The sound is steady, like a quiet heartbeat of the earth. Nina sits in her favorite chair, a warm blanket draped over her lap. The scent of wet soil and blooming flowers drifts softly into the room. Her mind, heavy from a long day, buzzes with unfinished tasks. She worries about deadlines, phone calls unanswered, and conversations left unsaid. Yet the rain, patient and calm, does not demand her attention. It simply arrives. Steady, soft, embracing all that exists. She recalls the Dhammapada. Mindfulness and calm ease the restless heart. Is Savan. Nina closes her eyes, listening to the rhythm of the rain, and imagines her thoughts as droplets falling gently into a still pond. Each worry merges, softens, and becomes part of the quiet flow. Outside, a small bird shakes off rain from its feathers. Nina smiles, noting how effortlessly it returns to balance and calm. Her shoulders relax, her jaw softens, and breath moves smoothly in and out. The rain teaches her patience, the gentle acceptance of what is. A soft inner voice whispers, "All that troubles you will pass, if you will." She imagines her heart as a garden, each worry a leaf gently settling. There is no need to rush or force relief, only presence and breath. Tonight, Nina allows herself to rest. Cradled by the quiet of rain, her thoughts continue to drift, like clouds passing over a vast sky. Each exhale releases tension. Each inhale invites calm and ease. The rain, the room, the warmth of her blanket become companions for sleep. Sleep, and let the world pause with you, whispers the inner voice softly. 11. The mossy path. A narrow path winds through the forest, soft with moss and fallen leaves. The air is cool and fragrant, with damp earth and wildflowers. Eli walks slowly, noticing each step, each tiny sound underfoot. The sun is low, casting long shadows that stretch across the path. His mind is crowded with worries from work, family, and unkept promises. He feels the tension behind his eyes and along his spine. The path does not hurry, and it does not judge him. It simply receives him as he is, steady and patient. He recalls the Majjhima Nikaya, which reminds him, insight arises in stillness. Eli breathes slowly, letting the gentle rhythm of his steps guide him. He notices the green moss, soft underfoot, cushioning each movement. His thoughts, like leaves on the forest floor, can rest without interference. A small rabbit darts across the path, pausing in the shade of a tree. Eli watches it disappear quietly, imagining his anxieties floating away the same way. His chest loosens, his mind softens, and a calm settles into his shoulders. The path whispers its lesson. Life moves, yet you may walk slowly, gently. A soft inner voice murmurs, "All that you carry may rest tonight." Eli sits on a nearby rock, feeling the earth beneath him and the wind above. He allows the quiet, the moss, and the forest's rhythm to guide him. Tonight, the world may wait, sleep is welcome, and he is enough. 12. The winter hearth. The fireplace crackles softly, sending flickers of light across the room. Snow falls outside, quiet and slow, covering the ground with soft white. Clara sits on the rug, her back against a worn armchair. The warmth of the fire seeps into her cold fingers and toes. Her mind races with obligations, deadlines, and the weight of the day. She remembers conversations she wishes had gone differently, things left unsaid. The fire, however, does not ask her to change or hurry. It simply glows, steady and calm, inviting her to rest. A teaching from the Karaniya Metta Sutta surfaces softly in memory. Loving kindness begins within. Be gentle to yourself and all beings. End quote. Clara breathes slowly, letting warmth spread through her chest and shoulders. Each exhale carries tension away. Each inhale invites calm and ease. She watches the flames dance, noticing the light on the floorboards. Her mind, like the flickering fire, moves but does not burn. She allows herself to observe without judgment, without expectation or rush. The warmth becomes a gentle embrace, a reminder of care and presence. A soft inner voice whispers, "You may rest now, and all is well." Enough. Clara leans back, closing her eyes, letting firelight and warmth guide her. The day's burdens dissolve quietly, replaced by a gentle, calming rhythm. Tonight, she lets sleep come naturally, and her heart softens completely. 13. The quiet meadow. The meadow stretches wide, bathed in the soft glow of twilight. Wildflowers sway in the breeze, their colors muted under fading light. Sam walks slowly along the path, bare feet brushing the soft grass. The air is fragrant with earth and flowers, light and tender. His mind is restless, replaying mistakes, obligations, and fleeting regrets. The pressure of work, family, and self-expectation clings quietly to him. The meadow does not rush. It does not demand or judge. It simply opens its space, inviting him to arrive fully. He recalls a passage from the Abhaya Sutta, "Courage and peace arise when the mind lets go of fear." Sam breathes deeply, imagining his anxieties as petals drifting gently away. Each exhale softens the tension in his chest. Each inhale brings calm. A butterfly glides above the flowers, untroubled by the day's burdens. Sam watches, noticing the effortless freedom in its movements. His mind, too, may float softly, carried by attention and presence. The meadow teaches him patience, acceptance, and gentle observation. A quiet inner voice murmurs, "Rest now. You are safe and enough." Sam sits among the flowers, feeling the soft earth beneath and sky above. The fading light and gentle breeze lull him into ease and quiet. Tonight, sleep is a gentle companion, waiting without demand or rush. 14. The Lantern Bridge. The wooden bridge stretches across a still pond, dotted with lanterns. Their light glimmers softly on the water, flickering like gentle stars. Rachel walks slowly across, listening to the faint splash of water below. The air smells of damp wood and the faint sweetness of evening flowers. Her mind is crowded with responsibilities, unfinished tasks, and lingering stress. She feels the weight of expectation pressing quietly on her chest. The lanterns do not hurry. They do not judge her pace. They simply glow, offering gentle guidance and calm presence. She recalls the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, "Peace arises when the mind rests." Rachel breathes slowly, noticing the lanterns reflected on the pond's surface. Each reflection mirrors the stillness she can cultivate within herself. Her thoughts drift like tiny ripples, moving gently and without force. A frog jumps into the water, sending small circles across the reflection. Rachel smiles faintly, seeing imperfection as part of the natural rhythm. Her chest loosens, her shoulders drop, and the mind softens quietly. The bridge, the lanterns, the water each offers a gentle lesson. A soft inner voice whispers, "You may walk slowly and still be whole." Tedumant, Rachel reaches the center, pauses, and lets her breath align with calm. Tonight, the world can wait. Sleep is welcome. gentle, and patient. She closes her eyes, carried softly across the lantern-lit path. 15. The morning dew. Dawn arrives quietly, brushing the meadow with pale, gentle light. Each blade of grass is tipped with dew, sparkling softly in the sun. Owen walks slowly, feeling the cool drops against his fingertips. The air is crisp, carrying the faint scent of wet earth and pine. His mind, still restless from yesterday's worries, hums softly in the background. He thinks of work undone, conversations unresolved, and small regrets lingering. The meadow does not rush him, nor does it judge his thoughts. It simply exists, steady and patient, inviting him to notice the present. He remembers a teaching from the Sutta Nikaya. Mindfulness of now is the path to gentle ease of heart. You asked. Owen breathes deeply, letting the air fill his lungs fully, and exhales, imagining his anxious thoughts dissolving like morning mist. A rabbit pauses nearby, nose twitching, then hops quietly along the path. Owen smiles, observing its freedom and lightness. A soft reflection for his mind. Each step he takes becomes meditation. Each breath a gentle anchor. The dew on the grass mirrors his thoughts, small, temporary, and beautiful. He pauses to sit on a smooth stone, feeling the cool earth beneath him. The meadow whispers softly, patience, presence, acceptance without effort. Owen lets the day's burdens settle. His chest softens, his mind eases. A quiet inner voice murmurs, "You are enough, and you are safe here." It knows. The dew glistens, the air hums with life, and Owen rests into stillness. Each exhale releases tension. Each inhale invites calm and quiet peace. Tonight, sleep will come naturally, as gentle as the morning light. He closes his eyes, allowing the meadow to hold him tenderly. 16. The old oak. The sun lowers behind the hills, casting long shadows through an old oak. Its branches stretch wide, leaves whispering softly in the evening breeze. Clara leans against the sturdy trunk, feeling the rough bark beneath her palm. The air smells faintly of moss and fallen leaves, earthy and warm. Her mind is full of tasks left unfinished, worries about tomorrow, and old regrets. She feels the tension in her neck, her shoulders, her chest. The oak tree does not ask her to do anything, nor rush her. It simply stands, patient and steady, a witness to all passing time. She recalls a gentle teaching from the Dhammapada. Those who abandon attachment find the heart's quiet refuge. Infa. Clara breathes in slowly, noticing the rhythm of life around her, and exhales, imagining her anxieties dropping to the earth like leaves. A squirrel scurries along the branches, pausing to look down at her. Clara watches, noticing its small, effortless presence. Untroubled by the world, her mind softens, her chest opens, her thoughts quiet into gentle observation. The oak and the squirrel become companions for a calm, meditative presence. A soft inner voice whispers, "Let go, rest, and allow peace to settle." 8. Clara leans fully against the trunk, letting the weight of the day melt. Her breathing becomes steady. Her mind slowly drifts into quiet ease. Tonight, she allows herself to simply be, held by stillness and care. 17. The moonlit lake. The lake glimmers under the soft silver light of the rising moon, Ripples move quietly across the surface, reflecting stars scattered above. Ethan sits at the edge, legs dangling just above the water. The air carries a faint chill and the scent of night-blooming flowers. His mind is restless, replaying tasks, responsibilities, and small regrets of the day. He feels the pressure of expectation, the subtle ache of exhaustion. The lake, however, does not judge, nor does it hurry. It simply mirrors the sky, steady and serene, welcoming him as he is. He recalls a teaching from the Majjhima Nikaya. Insight arises naturally when the mind rests in stillness. Ethan breathes slowly, feeling the cool night air fill his lungs, and exhales, letting worries ripple gently out of sight. Like the water, a frog croaks softly from a distant reed. Another adds its faint reply. Ethan smiles, noticing the harmony in their quiet conversation with night. His chest softens, his shoulders release, and his mind drifts with the ripples. The lake teaches the beauty of acceptance and calm observation. A gentle inner voice murmurs, "You are enough. Rest now, as you are." Embrace within Tep's mind. Ethan leans back, letting moonlight and water guide him toward ease. Sleep approaches softly, like a small boat drifting on calm waters. Tonight, he carries only the quiet and the gentle rhythm of life. 18. The Lantern Garden. A garden path winds through rows of lanterns glowing softly in the dusk. Each light casts gentle shadows on stone and flowering bushes. Anna walks slowly, listening to the faint hum of evening insects. The air smells of warm earth and blossoms, tender and soothing. Her mind spins with unfinished work, family obligations, and unspoken words. The weight of must do and should have sits quietly in her chest. The lanterns do not hurry her, nor demand attention or perfection. They simply shine steadily, offering light and calm. Without expectation, she remembers the Karaniya Metta Sutta. Kindness begins within, first to yourself, then radiating outward. Anna breathes slowly, letting each inhale fill her heart with warmth, and exhales, imagining tension dissolving softly into the air around her. A moth circles a lantern, drawn to its gentle glow without fear or haste. Anna notices its freedom, its quiet courage, and smiles faintly. Her chest softens, her shoulders release, and her mind eases into presence. The garden teaches patience, gentle observation, and acceptance without force. A quiet inner voice whispers, "Rest now. Your heart is safe here." If you not, Anna pauses at the center, letting the lanterns guide her stillness. Her thoughts float gently, like petals on a slow-moving stream. Tonight, she rests fully, carried by light, calm, and gentle rhythm. 19. The snow-covered path. Snow falls silently, covering the path in a soft, white blanket. Each step sinks slightly, leaving a quiet imprint behind. Michael walks slowly, noticing the crisp air and the stillness all around. The world feels hushed, tender, and gentle in the evening light. His mind, often restless, spins with responsibilities, regrets, and small fears. The pressure of work and the pull of family obligations weighs on him. The snow does not hurry him, nor does it judge his pace. It simply lies, quiet and patient, inviting him to move with care. He recalls a passage from the Abhidhamma Pitaka. Awareness of each moment brings ease and softens the heart. If immersed, Michael breathes deeply, feeling the chill air fill his lungs fully, and exhales, imagining his anxious thoughts melting into the white snow. A cardinal lands nearby, red against the soft white, small and bright. Michael smiles, noticing its stillness, its effortless presence in winter's hush. His chest softens, shoulders relax, and his mind drifts with the snowflakes. The path teaches patience, observation, and the beauty of simplicity. A soft inner voice murmurs, "Rest now, and let the world wait." Michael leans against a tree, feeling the earth beneath and snow around. Tonight, he allows himself to simply arrive, quiet and whole. Sleep comes gently, softly, like snow covering the world in peace. 20. The willows whisper. The willow tree bends gently over the riverbank, its long branches brushing the water. Soft ripples reflect the fading orange of sunset, warm and calming. Lila sits beneath the tree, back against its cool trunk, hands resting in her lap. The air is filled with the subtle scent of river and earth. Her mind has been busy all day, racing with responsibilities and small regrets. The weight of emails, unfinished tasks, and family expectations presses lightly on her chest. The willow does not rush her, nor does it demand her attention. It simply bends, sways, and listens, holding her presence quietly. She recalls the Satipatthana Sutta. Awareness brings freedom and softening of the heart. Lila breathes slowly, noticing the rise and fall of her chest. Each exhale releases tension. Each inhale brings gentle, peaceful attention. Her thoughts drift like leaves on the water, moving without force. A dragonfly skims across the river, wings catching the last sunlight. Leela watches, smiling faintly at its effortless motion and quiet grace. Her mind softens, shoulders release, and she begins to notice stillness within. The willow's whisper teaches patience, gentle observation, and letting go. A soft inner voice murmurs, "You are safe. You may rest completely." "I can." Lila leans fully against the tree, allowing the river's rhythm to soothe her. Her thoughts and the day's weight dissolve quietly, replaced by calm ease. Tonight, she drifts gently, carried by wind, water, and stillness. 21. The evening orchard. The orchard glows softly in twilight, fruit trees bending under summer's last yield. A gentle breeze stirs leaves, carrying the sweet scent of ripening apples. Henry walks slowly between the rows, noticing the soft crunch of grass beneath his feet. The evening feels spacious, quiet, and tenderly held by the fading sun. His mind hums with the day's unfinished projects and the subtle ache of fatigue. Work, family, and self-expectation weigh quietly on his shoulders and chest. The orchard does not demand accomplishment or perfection. It simply exists, welcoming his presence without expectation or judgment. He recalls a line from the Dhammapada, "Peace arises when the heart releases craving and clinging." If you won, Henry breathes slowly, feeling the breeze brush his skin, and exhales, imagining the day's burdens falling softly to the earth. A small rabbit pauses in the grass, sniffing the evening air. Henry smiles, noticing the freedom and quiet in its simple being. His mind softens, shoulders release, and he notices ease in his chest. The orchard teaches patience, presence, and the beauty of simplicity. A quiet inner voice whispers, "Rest now, and let the world wait." I know one. Henry leans against a tree, letting the orchard cradle him in gentle stillness. Tonight, sleep comes softly, effortlessly, as natural as the falling dusk. He closes his eyes, allowing the orchard's calm to guide him fully. 22. The hidden stream. A small stream winds quietly through the forest, water glinting in fading light. Rocks create gentle ripples, producing a soft, steady lullaby. Sophie crouches near the edge, letting her fingers skim the cool water. The air carries the scent of moss, earth, and shaded leaves. Her mind spins with worry, tasks left unfinished, and unspoken words. She feels the tightness along her shoulders and the dull ache of fatigue. The stream does not rush or demand her attention. It simply flows, reflecting the sky, inviting calm and presence. She recalls a teaching from the Mahakamavibhanga Sutta. Intention shapes peace more than endless striving or worry. Sophie breathes deeply, letting each inhale fill her chest, and exhales, imagining her restless thoughts carried gently downstream. A dragonfly hovers above the water, then lands on a nearby reed. Sophie watches, noticing the simplicity and ease of its presence. Her chest softens, her mind quiets, and she feels steady within. The stream whispers patience, acceptance, and gentle observation without effort. A soft inner voice murmurs, "You are enough, and your heart may rest." 9. Sophie leans back on a mossy bank, letting the water's rhythm calm her. The day's weight dissolves, replaced by gentle ease and presence. Tonight, she drifts quietly, carried by stream, breath, and soft stillness. 23. The lantern-filled courtyard. Lanterns glow softly in the quiet courtyard, light reflecting on smooth stones. The air smells of jasmine and warm earth, sweet and grounding. Marcus walks slowly between the lanterns, noticing the subtle shadows they cast. The evening feels expansive, calm, and inviting of gentle attention. His mind is crowded with unfinished tasks, subtle regrets, and mild worries. Work pressures, family needs, and self-expectation pull at him quietly. The lanterns do not judge or demand. They simply shine. Their light offers steady presence, warmth, and calm for those who notice. He recalls the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. Rest comes naturally when the mind releases clinging and tension. 8. Marcus breathes slowly, noticing the warmth in his chest, and exhales, imagining tension flowing into the glowing lantern light. A moth circles a lantern, moving easily without fear or rush. Marcus observes, noticing the gentle ease in its effortless motion. His shoulders soften, his chest releases, and his mind drifts into quiet. The courtyard teaches presence, patience, and acceptance of what is. A soft inner voice whispers, "Rest now. Your heart is held and safe." Andalas. Marcus pauses in the courtyard, allowing the light and air to guide him. Tonight, sleep comes gently, naturally, without force or effort. He closes his eyes, carried softly by warmth, glow, and stillness. 24. The quiet hillside. The hillside slopes gently under a soft, Fading sunset. Wild grasses sway slowly, catching the last warm light of the day. Clara walks barefoot, feeling the gentle earth beneath each step. The air carries faint scents of wildflowers and distant pine. Her mind hums with responsibility, unfinished work, and subtle regrets. The weight of expectations presses lightly, but the hillside does not hurry. It simply holds her presence, steady and calm, allowing her to arrive. The earth beneath and the breeze above create a quiet, embracing space. She recalls a passage from the Satipatthana Sutta. Awareness of the body and breath brings gentle release to the heart. Clara breathes slowly, noticing her heartbeat, the rhythm of each step, and exhales, imagining her tension flowing into the soft, welcoming hillside. A hawk circles above, riding the wind effortlessly. Untroubled by gravity, Clara watches, smiling, letting her thoughts drift freely. Like the hawk, her chest softens, her shoulders release, and her mind eases into presence. The hillside teaches patience, acceptance, and the simplicity of observation. A soft inner voice whispers, "You are enough, and you may rest fully." If you was, Clara sits among the grass, letting sunset, earth, and wind cradle her. Tonight, sleep approaches quietly, gently, as natural as the fading light. She closes her eyes, carried by the calm, soft rhythm of the hillside. 25. The moonlit orchard. The orchard is bathed in soft silver light, the moon rising slowly. Apple trees stand still, their leaves whispering softly in the evening breeze. Sophia walks slowly along the path, feet brushing fallen leaves. The air is cool, carrying the faint sweetness of ripening fruit. Her mind is busy with work unfinished, conversations left unsaid, and regrets. She feels tension in her chest, a subtle tightness behind her eyes. The orchard does not hurry, nor demand anything from her. It simply exists, offering space and calm for her presence. She recalls a line from the Dhammapada, "Peace comes when the heart lets go of craving and fear." Sophia breathes deeply, letting the cool air fill her chest, and exhales, imagining her worries falling gently like ripe fruit to earth. A small rabbit pauses among the grass, ears twitching in curiosity. Sophia watches, noticing its lightness and ease. A reflection for her mind. Her shoulders soften, her chest loosens, and her thoughts drift quietly. The orchard teaches patience, gentle observation, and effortless acceptance. A soft inner voice murmurs, "Rest now. Your heart is safe here." Sophia leans against a tree, letting the orchard's calm embrace her fully. Tonight, sleep comes gently, softly, as natural as moonlight on the ground. She closes her eyes, carried by stillness, presence, and quiet ease. 26. The river bend. The river bends slowly, water gliding over smooth stones in quiet rhythm. Willows sway on the bank, their leaves brushing lightly against the water. Eli sits on a flat rock, hands resting in his lap, feeling the cool stone. The air smells of earth, water, and faint wildflowers in the breeze. His mind hums with deadlines, obligations, and small regrets from the day. The pressure of responsibility sits quietly on his shoulders and chest. The river does not hurry him, nor demand perfection or effort. It simply moves, steady and patient, reflecting the sky above. He recalls a teaching from the Mahakama Vibhanga Sutta. Peace arises when intention is gentle and heart is present. 18. Eli breathes slowly, noticing the rise and fall of his chest, and exhales, imagining tension drifting downstream like fallen leaves. A heron steps carefully into the shallows, untroubled by current or stone. Eli watches, letting its calm, deliberate motion guide his own rhythm. His chest softens, shoulders loosen, and his thoughts drift like water. The river whispers patience, acceptance, and effortless presence in each ripple. A soft inner voice murmurs, "You may rest now, and the day is enough." Where the Intaifa obeys, Eli leans back on the rock, feeling river, wind, and earth cradle him. Tonight, sleep arrives quietly, naturally, like water moving without force. He closes his eyes, letting the river's gentle flow carry him softly. 27. The Lantern Trail. Lanterns line the forest trail, glowing warmly in the dimming light. Their soft amber glow spreads across stone and fallen leaves. Maya walks slowly, listening to the faint hum of evening insects. The air smells faintly of pine and damp earth, calm and grounding. Her mind is restless, carrying unfinished work, family duties, and quiet worry. The weight of expectation presses softly, tugging at her heart and shoulders. The lanterns do not hurry her, nor do they judge her pace. They simply shine steadily, offering presence and light for each step. She recalls the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. Rest comes naturally when the mind releases tension and attachment. You now improvist. Maya breathes slowly, noticing the warmth of the lantern light on her skin, and exhales, imagining her thoughts melting into the soft glow around her. A moth circles a lantern, moving easily without fear or haste. Maya smiles, seeing the gentle ease in its motion and presence. Her shoulders relax, her chest softens, and her mind drifts into stillness. The lanterns teach patience, presence, and acceptance without force. A soft inner voice whispers, "Sleep now. Your heart is safe and calm." Maya pauses on the trail, letting light and gentle air guide her. Tonight, she rests fully, carried by warmth, glow, and quiet rhythm. She closes her eyes, allowing the forest and lanterns to watch over her. 28. The Snowy Glen. Snow blankets the glen, soft and quiet under evening's fading light. Each step sinks slightly, leaving gentle footprints behind. Lucas walks slowly, feeling the cool, soft snow beneath his boots. The air smells faintly of pine, crisp and clean, calming his senses. His mind hums with unfinished work, subtle regrets, and quiet tension. The pressures of responsibility weigh lightly, yet persist in his thoughts. The glen does not demand anything, nor does it judge his pace. It simply exists, steady and calm, welcoming his presence fully. He recalls the Abhidhamma Pitaka. Awareness of the present softens the heart and eases the mind. Lucas breathes deeply, letting the cold air fill his lungs, and exhales, imagining his anxious thoughts dissolving into the snow. A cardinal lands nearby, its red feathers bright against the white. Lucas watches, noticing its stillness and effortless presence. A quiet mirror, His shoulders relax, chest softens, and his thoughts drift like snowflakes. The glen teaches patience, observation, and gentle acceptance of what is. A soft inner voice whispers, "Rest now. The world may wait for tomorrow." End quote. Lucas leans against a tree, letting snow, cold, and stillness cradle him. Tonight, sleep arrives quietly, gently, as soft as the falling snow. He closes his eyes, carried by calm, quiet, and gentle rhythm. 29. The meadow of fireflies. Twilight descends on a wide meadow. Fireflies flickering like scattered stars. The air is warm, filled with soft scents of grass and summer flowers. Amara walks slowly, eyes following the gentle dance of glowing lights. The earth feels soft beneath her feet, steady and supportive. Her mind buzzes quietly with unfinished tasks, unspoken words, and worry. The pressures of work, family, and self-expectation cling lightly to her chest. The fireflies do not hurry her, nor demand her attention. They simply glow softly, offering presence, light, and quiet guidance. She recalls a teaching from the Majjhima Nikaya. Insight grows naturally when the mind rests in stillness. Amara breathes slowly, noticing each inhale and exhales, imagining her thoughts drifting like fireflies over the meadow. A small frog jumps among the grass, unnoticed but present. Calm, Amara watches, noticing the harmony and simplicity in its quiet presence. Her chest softens, shoulders release, and her mind drifts into ease. The fireflies teach gentle observation, patience, and effortless calm. A soft inner voice whispers, "Sleep now, and let the heart rest fully." No, Amara sits in the grass, allowing light, air, and presence to surround her. Tonight, rest comes quietly, softly, naturally, like scattered fireflies in twilight. She closes her eyes, carried by calm, glow, and the gentle meadow night. 30. The bamboo stream. A narrow stream winds quietly through a bamboo grove, water glinting softly. Sunlight filters through tall stalks, painting the ground with gentle streaks of light. Liam walks slowly along the edge, listening to the soothing trickle of water. The air is cool, fragrant with earth and the faint sweetness of bamboo. His mind is restless, replaying unfinished tasks, conversations, and subtle regrets. The weight of expectation presses gently against his chest and shoulders. The stream does not hurry him, nor demand perfection or effort. It simply flows steadily, offering calm, presence, and quiet reflection. He remembers a teaching from the Satipatthana Sutta. Mindfulness of body and breath brings release to the restless mind. Right. Liam breathes slowly, feeling the rise and fall of his chest, and exhales, imagining his worries carried gently downstream by the flowing water. A dragonfly skims across the surface, wings catching sunlight for a brief moment. Liam watches its effortless motion, noticing the quiet balance in its movement. His shoulders relax, chest softens, and his mind drifts with gentle awareness. The bamboo and stream teach patience, calm, and the ease of simply being. A soft inner voice whispers, "You are safe. Rest fully tonight." Liam leans against a bamboo stalk, letting the sound of water cradle him. Tonight, sleep arrives gently, quietly, without force or effort. He closes his eyes, carried by calm, presence, and the soft rhythm of the stream. 31. The twilight orchard. The orchard glows softly in twilight. Apple trees standing still and patient. A gentle breeze stirs leaves, carrying the faint, sweet scent of ripe fruit. Isabel walks slowly between the trees, letting her hands brush softly against branches. The air feels spacious, calm, and infused with tender light. Her mind hums with unfinished work, obligations, and quiet self-criticism. The pressure of tasks and expectations sits lightly, but persistently, on her chest. The orchard does not hurry, nor does it demand her attention. It simply exists, welcoming her presence fully, without judgment. She recalls a line from the Dhammapada: letting go of craving and clinging brings ease to the heart. In readiness, Isabel breathes deeply, feeling the cool evening air fill her lungs, and exhales, imagining tension falling gently like apples to soft earth. A small rabbit pauses nearby, sniffing, then hops quietly into the shade. Isabel smiles, noticing its ease, a reflection of the calm she can cultivate. Her chest softens, shoulders release, and her mind drifts into gentle presence. The orchard teaches observation, patience, and the effortless acceptance of life. A soft inner voice murmurs, "Rest now, and let the world wait for tomorrow." While, with Rai, Isabel leans against a tree, letting the calm of the orchard cradle her fully. Tonight, sleep comes naturally, gently, as soft as moonlight on ripened fruit. She closes her eyes, carried by stillness, presence, and quiet ease. 32. The silent hill. A hill rises gently in the evening, its slope covered in soft, green grass. The wind moves slowly, carrying scents of earth, wildflowers, and distant pine. Noah walks barefoot, feeling each blade of grass bend under his feet. The air is cool, calm, and inviting, filled with quiet presence. His mind hums with obligations, self-expectation, and subtle regrets of the day. The weight of unfinished work rests quietly in his chest and shoulders. The hill does not hurry, nor demand attention or perfection. It simply exists, holding him gently and patiently in its space. He recalls the Majjhima Nikaya. Insight comes naturally when the mind rests quietly in stillness. If you want it righten, Noah breathes deeply, noticing each inhale and exhales, imagining his tension melting into the green hillside around him. A hawk circles above, riding the wind effortlessly, free of worry. Noah watches, letting its graceful flight mirror his own gentle awareness. His chest softens, shoulders release, and his mind drifts into calm ease. The hill whispers patience, acceptance, and effortless observation without force. A soft inner voice murmurs, "You are enough. Rest fully tonight. It's mine." Noah lies on the grass, feeling the earth support him completely. Tonight, sleep arrives quietly, naturally, like a slow wind over the hill. He closes his eyes, carried by stillness, breath, and the gentle evening. 33. The Lantern Lake. A lake glows softly under lanterns, floating gently on its surface. The water is still, reflecting the night sky and scattered, distant stars. Olivia sits at the water's edge, hands resting gently in her lap. The air is cool, filled with faint scents of water, wood, and night flowers. Her mind buzzes quietly with tasks left unfinished and subtle regrets. The weight of expectation presses softly on her chest and shoulders. The lanterns do not demand her attention, nor judge her presence. They simply shine, offering warmth, calm, and gentle guidance. She recalls a teaching from the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. Rest arises naturally when the mind lets go of tension and striving. I know. Olivia breathes slowly, feeling the rise and fall of her chest, and exhales, imagining her thoughts drifting softly like lanterns across the water. A small frog hops along the shore, moving with ease and calm. Olivia watches, noticing the effortless, quiet presence in each small movement. Her shoulders relax, chest softens, and her mind drifts into stillness. The lake teaches observation, patience, and gentle acceptance without effort. A soft inner voice whispers, "Sleep now. Your heart is safe and calm." It's not. Olivia leans back, letting lanterns, water, and night air guide her. Tonight, rest comes naturally, quietly, and completely, as soft as floating light. She closes her eyes, carried by calm, glow, and gentle presence. 34. The evening meadow. The meadow stretches wide, bathed in fading evening light and soft shadow. Wildflowers sway gently in the breeze, their petals brushing softly against one another. Ethan walks slowly along the path, letting the grass tickle his bare feet. The air carries faint scents of earth, flowers, and distant forest pine. His mind hums with work unfinished, obligations, and small regrets from the day. The subtle weight of responsibility rests lightly, yet persistently, on his chest. The meadow does not hurry, nor does it demand anything of him. It simply exists, inviting him to arrive fully, calm, and present. He recalls a passage from the Satipatthana Sutta. Awareness of body and breath brings ease to the restless mind. 8. Ethan breathes deeply, noticing each inhale and exhales, imagining his worries drifting gently into the grass and air. A firefly glows softly nearby, hovering and blinking without hurry. Ethan watches, letting its gentle rhythm mirror the slowing of his mind. His chest softens, shoulders release, and his thoughts float like petals in wind. The meadow teaches patience, gentle observation, and quiet acceptance of life. A soft inner voice whispers, "Rest now, and let the world wait for tomorrow." And I see. Ethan sits on the grass, letting earth, air, and evening light cradle him. Tonight, sleep arrives quietly, gently, naturally, as soft as twilight itself. He closes his eyes, carried by calm, presence, and the gentle meadow night. 35. The silent orchard. The orchard stands quiet under a sky painted with soft pastels. Apple trees stretch slowly into the evening light, their branches swaying gently. Grace walks between them, feeling the soft earth beneath her feet. The air carries the faint scent of blossoms and ripening fruit. Her mind is full of small worries, undone tasks, and quiet regrets. The subtle weight of responsibility rests on her shoulders and chest. The orchard does not demand perfection, nor does it hurry her pace. It simply exists, steady and patient, offering space for her presence. She recalls a teaching from the Dhammapada: peace arises when the heart releases, clinging and softens with kindness. Isarekinos, grace breathes slowly, feeling each inhale fill her chest, and exhales, imagining her thoughts falling gently like apples to soft earth. A small fox pauses at the edge of the orchard, watching quietly before moving on. Grace smiles, noticing its calm and ease, a mirror of the presence she seeks. Her shoulders release, chest softens, and her mind drifts into gentle stillness. The orchard teaches patience, observation, and effortless acceptance of what is. A soft inner voice whispers, "You are safe. You may rest fully tonight. I have to date." Grace leans against a tree, letting the orchard cradle her gently. Tonight, sleep arrives quietly, softly, without force or expectation. She closes her eyes, carried by calm, presence, and the soft evening light. 36. The river at dusk. The river flows slowly, reflecting the orange and pink of a fading sun. Water laps quietly against the shore, steady and unhurried. James sits on a smooth stone, hands resting loosely in his lap. The air smells faintly of wet earth and drifting leaves. Cool and gentle, his mind hums with unfinished work, subtle regrets, and small worries. The weight of responsibility presses lightly against his chest and shoulders. The river does not hurry him, nor demand effort or attention. It simply flows steadily, offering calm, presence, and quiet reflection. He recalls a teaching from the Mahakama Vibhanga Sutta: intention shapes ease more than endless striving or worry. James breathes slowly, noticing the rise and fall of his chest, and exhales, imagining anxious thoughts carried gently downstream with the water. A heron steps carefully along the shallow edge, moving without haste. James watches, feeling its calm and deliberate motion echo in his mind. His chest softens, shoulders release, and his thoughts drift like ripples in the river. The river whispers patience, acceptance, and gentle presence in each movement. A soft inner voice murmurs, "You are enough. Rest fully now." It's mo free. James leans back on the stone, letting river, wind, and earth cradle him. Tonight, sleep arrives quietly, gently, as natural as flowing water. He closes his eyes, carried by calm, presence, and soft river rhythm. 37. The Lantern Grove. Lanterns glow softly among tall trees, casting warm light on the path. The air smells faintly of earth and blooming night flowers, tender and soothing. Sophia walks slowly, noticing the shadows and the soft amber glow around her. The grove feels expansive, calm, and inviting gentle attention. Her mind is crowded with unfinished tasks, obligations, and quiet worry. The subtle weight of responsibility rests on her chest and shoulders. The lanterns do not demand anything of her, nor judge her presence. They simply shine steadily, offering warmth, calm, and gentle guidance. She recalls a teaching from the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta: rest arises naturally when the mind lets go of tension and striving. If we know, Sophia breathes slowly, noticing warmth in her chest and the light on her path, and exhales, imagining her thoughts melting into the lantern glow around her. A moth circles a lantern, moving easily and unhurried. Sophia observes, noticing the gentle ease in its quiet presence. Her shoulders relax, chest softens, and her mind drifts into calm ease. The grove teaches presence, patience, and acceptance without effort. A soft inner voice whispers, "Sleep now. Your heart is safe and calm." "It's me." Sophia pauses on the path, letting light and air guide her fully. Tonight, rest comes quietly, naturally, without force or expectation. She closes her eyes, carried by calm, glow, and gentle presence. 38. The frosted field. The field stretches wide under a soft layer of frost, sparkling in pale light. Each blade of grass glitters gently, kissed by the early evening cold. Ethan walks slowly, noticing the quiet crunch beneath his boots. The air smells faintly of earth and ice, crisp and calming. His mind hums with unfinished work, obligations, and subtle self-criticism. The quiet weight of responsibility rests softly on his chest and shoulders. The field does not demand attention or effort from him. It simply exists, calm and patient, inviting him to be present. He recalls a passage from the Abhidhamma Pitaka. Awareness of each moment softens the mind and brings ease to the heart. Ethan breathes slowly, noticing the rise and fall of his chest, and exhales, imagining his restless thoughts melting into the sparkling frost. A cardinal lands nearby, red against the soft white, small and bright. Ethan smiles, noticing its quiet, effortless presence, a gentle mirror for his mind. His shoulders relax, chest softens, and thoughts drift lightly, like snowflakes. The field teaches patience, observation, and gentle acceptance of what is. A soft inner voice whispers, "Rest now. The world may wait until tomorrow." Ein Tellers. Ethan sits on the frost-dusted grass, letting earth, cold, and stillness cradle him. Tonight, sleep arrives quietly, gently, as soft as the frost under evening light. He closes his eyes, carried by calm, presence, and gentle rhythm. 39. The evening glade. The glade is quiet, bathed in the soft light of an amber sunset. Trees stand around, their leaves whispering softly in the gentle evening breeze. Lila walks slowly, noticing the soft earth beneath her feet. The air smells of wildflowers and faint moss, tender and soothing. Her mind hums with unfinished tasks, obligations, and small regrets from the day. The subtle weight of responsibility presses lightly on her chest and shoulders. The glade does not hurry her, nor demand perfection or effort. It simply exists, offering calm, presence, and a safe space to arrive. She recalls a teaching from the Satipatthana Sutta. Awareness of the body and breath brings gentle release to the heart. They do know. Lila breathes slowly, noticing each inhale and exhales, imagining her worries dissolving quietly into the glade around her. A firefly glows nearby, hovering and blinking softly, without hurry. Lila watches, letting its gentle rhythm mirror the slowing of her mind. Her chest softens, shoulders release, and her thoughts drift like petals in wind. The glade teaches patience, gentle observation, and quiet acceptance of life. A soft inner voice whispers, "Rest now, and let the world wait for tomorrow." Is not being. Lila sits among the grass, letting light, air, and gentle quiet cradle her. Tonight, sleep arrives quietly, softly, naturally, as tender as evening itself. She closes her eyes, carried by calm, presence, and the glade's gentle rhythm. 40. The Willow Brook. A gentle brook winds through a small grove of willows, water rippling softly. Sunlight filters through the leaves, casting tender patterns on the moving surface. Nathan walks slowly beside the stream, letting the sound calm his mind. The air smells faintly of earth and fresh water, crisp and soothing. His thoughts drift to unfinished work, obligations, and quiet self-doubt. The weight of responsibility rests lightly on his chest and shoulders. The brook does not hurry him, nor does it demand attention. It simply flows steadily, offering calm, presence, and gentle reassurance. He recalls a teaching from the Satipatthana Sutta. Awareness of breath and body softens the restless mind. If Nathan breathes slowly, noticing the rise and fall of his chest, and exhales, imagining his worries carried downstream, melting into the water. A dragonfly skims across the surface, wings catching the soft sunlight. Nathan watches its effortless movement, feeling ease settle within him. His shoulders release, chest softens, and his mind drifts quietly like the brook. The willow trees whisper patience, acceptance, and gentle presence without demand. A soft inner voice murmurs, "You are safe. Rest fully tonight." Numb, Nathan leans against a willow, letting water, leaves, and sun cradle him. Tonight, sleep arrives quietly, gently, as natural as flowing water. He closes his eyes, carried by calm, presence, and the soft rhythm of the brook. 41. The lavender field. The field stretches wide, bathed in the soft glow of evening light. Rows of lavender sway gently, filling the air with a soothing, sweet fragrance. Clara walks slowly, letting her hands brush softly across the flowering stalks. The air is cool, calm, and infused with quiet serenity. Her mind hums with tasks left unfinished, worries about tomorrow, and subtle regrets. The pressure of expectations rests lightly, but persistently, on her chest. The lavender field does not hurry her, nor demand perfection or effort. It simply exists, offering calm, presence, and a space to breathe. She recalls a teaching from the Mahakama Vibhanga Sutta. Ease arises when the mind releases craving, and gentle intention guides action. Into 5 ward, Clara breathes slowly, noticing the sweet scent filling her lungs, and exhales, imagining tension drifting away like petals on a soft breeze. A small bee pauses on a blossom, moving without hurry or fear. Clara watches, noticing its effortless presence, a reflection of inner calm. Her shoulders relax, chest softens, and her mind drifts with the lavender. The field teaches patience, gentle observation, and acceptance without striving. A soft inner voice whispers, "Rest now, and let the world wait for morning." Clara sits in the middle of the field, letting fragrance, air, and earth cradle her. Tonight, sleep arrives quietly, gently, naturally, as soft as twilight itself. She closes her eyes, carried by calm, presence, and the lavender's gentle sway. 42. The hidden glen. The glen is tucked between gentle hills, shaded by tall, protective trees. A soft breeze stirs leaves, carrying the subtle scent of moss and earth. Owen walks slowly, noticing each step pressing lightly into soft soil. The air feels cool, calm, and infused with tender quiet. His mind hums with unfinished tasks, obligations, and quiet regrets. The subtle weight of responsibility rests on his shoulders and chest. The glen does not hurry him, nor demand attention or effort. It simply exists, holding him gently and patiently in its calm space. He recalls a passage from the Satipatthana Sutta. Mindfulness of breath and body brings release to the restless mind. With a oldest life, Owen breathes slowly, noticing each inhale and exhales, imagining his worries dissolving quietly into the earth. A rabbit pauses nearby, ears twitching, then hops silently among the undergrowth. Owen smiles, noticing its calm, effortless presence, a reflection of stillness. His chest softens, shoulders release, and thoughts drift quietly like leaves on a stream. The glen teaches patience, gentle observation, and effortless acceptance of what is. A soft inner voice whispers, "You are enough. Rest fully tonight." It's manned. Owen leans against a tree, letting earth, leaves, and air cradle him. Tonight, sleep arrives gently, quietly, as natural as the soft glade. He closes his eyes, carried by calm, presence, and the glen's tender rhythm. 43. The moonlit path. A narrow path winds through a quiet forest, bathed in moonlight. Silver light glimmers on leaves, creating patterns that shift with each breeze. Amara walks slowly, listening to the soft rustle of branches above her. The air smells faintly of earth, moss, and distant flowers, gentle and soothing. Her mind hums with unfinished work, subtle worries, and quiet self-criticism. The weight of responsibility rests lightly but persistently on her chest. The forest does not hurry her, nor demand attention or effort. It simply exists, offering calm, presence, and quiet space to arrive. She recalls a teaching from the Majjhima Nikaya. Insight arises naturally when the mind rests quietly in stillness. Amara breathes slowly, noticing each rise and fall of her chest, and exhales, imagining her thoughts drifting like shadows in the moonlight. A firefly glows nearby, hovering and blinking softly. Without hurry, Amara watches, letting its gentle rhythm mirror the slowing of her mind. Her shoulders relax, chest softens, and thoughts float gently like leaves in wind. The path teaches patience, gentle observation, and quiet acceptance of life. A soft inner voice whispers, "Rest now, and let the world wait for tomorrow." I did. Amara sits on a mossy rock, letting moonlight, air, and forest cradle her. Tonight, sleep arrives quietly, softly, naturally, as calm as evening itself. She closes her eyes, carried by calm, presence, and the path's gentle rhythm. 44. The summer pond. The pond glimmers softly under the last rays of evening sun. Dragonflies hover over the water, moving effortlessly in the warm breeze. Leo sits on a flat stone at the edge, hands resting loosely in his lap. The air smells faintly of water, earth, and wildflowers, calm and tender. His mind hums with unfinished tasks, responsibilities, and quiet tension. The weight of expectation presses lightly on his chest and shoulders. The pond does not hurry him, nor demand attention or effort. It simply exists, steady and patient, offering calm and quiet reflection. He recalls a teaching from the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta: rest arises naturally when the mind lets go of tension and striving. Every one, Leo breathes slowly, noticing the rise and fall of his chest, and exhales, imagining his worries drifting like leaves across the pond. A frog leaps quietly into the water, sending soft ripples outward. Leo smiles, noticing the effortless motion, calm, and gentle presence in nature. His shoulders release, chest softens, and his mind drifts like ripples on water. The pond teaches patience, observation, and gentle acceptance without force. A soft inner voice whispers, "Sleep now. Your heart is safe and calm." Leo leans back, letting pond, air, and soft evening light cradle him. Tonight, sleep arrives quietly, naturally, softly, as gentle as water moving. He closes his eyes, carried by calm, presence, and the pond's soft rhythm. 45. The misty hollow. A gentle mist drifts through the hollow, softening every tree and stone. Clara walks slowly, feeling the cool, damp air brush her skin. The ground is soft underfoot, muffled by fallen leaves and moss. The hollow holds a quiet stillness, tender and unhurried. Her mind hums with unfinished tasks, obligations, and subtle worries. The weight of responsibility rests lightly on her chest and shoulders. The hollow does not hurry her, nor demand effort or attention. It simply exists, offering calm, space, and gentle presence. She recalls a teaching from the Satipatthana Sutta: awareness of body and breath brings gentle release to the mind. In Inono, Clara breathes slowly, noticing each inhale and exhale, and exhales, imagining her restless thoughts dissolving softly into mist. A small deer steps lightly among the trees, quiet and unhurried. Clara watches, noticing its ease, a reflection of calm she can nurture. Her chest softens, shoulders release, and her mind drifts gently into stillness. The hollow whispers patience, observation, and effortless acceptance of what is. A soft inner voice murmurs, "You are enough. Rest fully tonight." Notin, Clara leans against a tree, letting mist, earth, and air cradle her. Tonight, sleep comes quietly, softly, naturally, like mist settling over the hollow. She closes her eyes, carried by calm, presence, and gentle rhythm. 46. The sunset ridge. The ridge glows warmly as the sun dips slowly behind distant hills. Wild grasses sway in the breeze, catching soft light and shadows. Ethan walks slowly along the crest, feeling the earth beneath his bare feet. The air smells faintly of dry grass and distant forest. Calm and serene, his mind hums with unfinished work, family obligations, and quiet regret. The subtle weight of responsibility presses lightly on his chest and shoulders. The ridge does not hurry him, nor demand attention or perfection. It simply exists, steady and patient, inviting him to arrive fully. He recalls a teaching from the Majjhima Nikaya: insight grows naturally when the mind rests quietly in stillness. I might. Ethan breathes slowly, noticing each inhale and exhales, imagining his worries dissolving into the fading sunlight. A hawk glides overhead, effortless and calm. Following the wind, Ethan watches, noticing its graceful motion, a quiet mirror for his mind. His chest softens, shoulders release, and thoughts drift like tall grass in breeze. The ridge teaches patience, gentle observation, and effortless acceptance of life. A soft inner voice whispers, "Rest now, and let the world wait for morning." Ethan sits on the grass, letting ridge, sky, and breeze cradle him. Tonight, sleep arrives quietly, gently, as natural as sunset fading behind hills. He closes his eyes, carried by calm, presence, and the ridge's gentle rhythm. 47. The hidden waterfall. A waterfall murmurs softly, cascading over smooth stones into a quiet pool. Moss and ferns frame its edges, the air misted and cool. Sophia stands at the edge, watching the water move without hurry. The forest hums softly, holding the moment in gentle stillness. Her mind hums with responsibilities, regrets, and quiet self-criticism. The subtle weight of the day presses on her chest and shoulders. The waterfall does not demand attention or effort, nor judge her presence. It simply flows, steady, calm, and patient, offering space to rest. She recalls a teaching from the Mahakama Vibhanga Sutta: ease arises when the mind lets go of tension and clinging. Sophia breathes slowly, noticing the rise and fall of her chest, and exhales, imagining her thoughts dissolving into the soft pool below. A dragonfly hovers near the mist, wings catching tiny droplets. Sophia smiles, noticing its effortless movement and quiet presence. Her shoulders relax, chest softens, and thoughts drift gently like water. The waterfall teaches patience, observation, and gentle acceptance without force. A soft inner voice whispers, "You are safe. Rest fully tonight." Sophia leans on a mossy rock, letting waterfall, mist, and air cradle her. Tonight, sleep arrives quietly, naturally, as soft as cascading water. She closes her eyes, carried by calm, presence, and gentle rhythm. 48. The pine grove. Tall pines stand quietly, their needles brushing softly in the evening breeze. The forest floor is covered in soft earth and fallen needles. Leo walks slowly, noticing each step pressing lightly into the gentle ground. The air smells faintly of pine and moss, tender and calming. His mind hums with work unfinished, obligations, and quiet self-judgment. The subtle weight of responsibility rests softly on his chest and shoulders. The grove does not hurry him, nor demand perfection or attention. It simply exists, calm and steady, inviting him to be fully present. He recalls a passage from the Satipatthana Sutta: awareness of body and breath softens the restless mind. It said, Leo breathes slowly, noticing each inhale and exhales, imagining his tension dissolving into the soft earth below. A small squirrel pauses on a branch, watching quietly before moving on. Leo smiles, noticing its calm, effortless presence, a reflection of stillness. His chest softens, shoulders release, and thoughts drift gently like pine needles in wind. The grove teaches patience, gentle observation, and acceptance of what is. A soft inner voice whispers, "Rest now. The world may wait until morning." Defended, Leo sits among the pines, letting air, earth, and quiet cradle him. Tonight, sleep arrives quietly, gently, naturally, as soft as the pine forest night. He closes his eyes, carried by calm, presence, and gentle rhythm. 49. The evening meadow. The meadow glows in the last rays of sunset. Soft and wide, wildflowers sway gently, their petals brushing softly against one another. Clara walks slowly, noticing each blade of grass beneath her feet. The air carries faint scents of earth, flowers, and distant forest pine. Her mind hums with unfinished work, small regrets, and subtle worry. The weight of responsibility rests lightly but persistently on her chest. The meadow does not hurry her, nor demand effort or attention. It simply exists, offering calm, space, and gentle presence. She recalls a teaching from the Satipatthana Sutta. Mindfulness of body and breath brings gentle release to the heart. Clara breathes slowly, noticing each inhale and exhales, imagining her restless thoughts drifting like petals in the breeze. A firefly glows softly nearby, hovering without hurry or concern. Clara watches, letting its gentle rhythm mirror the slowing of her mind. Her shoulders relax, chest softens, and thoughts drift lightly, like wildflowers in wind. The meadow teaches patience, gentle observation, and quiet acceptance of life. A soft inner voice whispers, "Rest now, and let the world wait for tomorrow." Clara sits in the grass, letting air, light, and gentle quiet cradle her. Tonight, sleep arrives quietly, softly, naturally, as calm as twilight itself. She closes her eyes, carried by calm, presence, and the meadow's gentle rhythm. 50. The hidden garden. A secret garden lies quiet behind an old stone wall, bathed in soft twilight. Flowers bloom gently, their colors muted in the fading light. Amara walks slowly along the winding path, hands brushing petals with care. The air smells of earth, dew, and fragrant blossoms, calm and soothing. Her mind hums with unfinished work, subtle worries, and small regrets. The weight of expectation rests lightly on her chest and shoulders. The garden does not demand effort or attention from her. It simply exists, offering calm, space, and gentle presence. She recalls a teaching from the Majjhima Nikaya. Insight arises naturally when the mind rests quietly in stillness. Amara breathes slowly, noticing the rise and fall of her chest, and exhales, imagining her thoughts dissolving into the soft earth below. A butterfly flits among the flowers, moving easily without worry. Amara smiles, noticing its lightness and calm, a reflection of her own potential ease. Her shoulders relax, Chest softens, and thoughts drift gently like petals in a breeze. The garden teaches patience, observation, and gentle acceptance without force. A soft inner voice whispers, "You are safe. Rest fully tonight." Eat something. Amara leans against a stone wall, letting earth, air, and blossoms cradle her. Tonight, sleep arrives quietly, gently, naturally, as soft as evening itself. She closes her eyes, carried by calm, presence, and the garden's gentle rhythm. 51. The riverbend clearing. A small clearing opens beside a river, where sunlight dapples the soft grass. The water moves quietly, reflecting trees and sky in gentle ripples. Lucas sits on a smooth stone, letting his hands rest loosely in his lap. The air smells faintly of water, grass, and wildflowers. Calm and tender, his mind hums with obligations, subtle regrets, and quiet self-criticism. The weight of unfinished tasks rests softly on his chest and shoulders. The river does not hurry him, nor demand effort or perfection. It simply flows, steady and patient, offering space to arrive fully. He recalls a passage from the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. Rest arises naturally when the mind lets go of tension and striving. Indispected, Lucas breathes slowly, noticing each inhale and exhales, imagining his worries drifting downstream like autumn leaves. A heron steps carefully along the shallow edge, moving without hurry. Lucas watches, feeling its calm and deliberate motion settle within him. His shoulders release, chest softens, and thoughts drift like ripples across the water. The clearing teaches patience, gentle observation, and effortless presence. A soft inner voice whispers, "You are enough. Rest fully tonight." I came. Lucas leans back on the stone, letting river, earth, and breeze cradle him. Tonight, sleep arrives quietly, gently, as natural as the flowing river. He closes his eyes, carried by calm, presence, and the gentle rhythm of water. 52. The autumn glade. Leaves fall softly in the glade, painting the ground in muted colors. A gentle breeze stirs the trees, carrying the scent of earth and dry leaves. Maya walks slowly, noticing the softness of moss beneath her feet. The air is cool, calm, and infused with quiet presence. Her mind hums with unfinished work, family concerns, and subtle self-judgment. The weight of responsibility rests lightly on her chest and shoulders. The glade does not hurry her, nor demand attention or effort. It simply exists, steady and patient, offering calm and space for reflection. She recalls a teaching from the Satipatthana Sutta. Awareness of body and breath softens the restless mind. You wove. Maya breathes slowly, noticing each inhale and exhales, imagining her thoughts dissolving quietly into fallen leaves. A small squirrel pauses on a branch, watching quietly before moving along. Maya smiles, noticing its calm, effortless presence, a reflection of stillness. Her shoulders relax, chest softens, and thoughts drift gently like leaves in the wind. The glade teaches patience, gentle observation, and quiet acceptance of what is. A soft inner voice whispers, "Rest now, and let the world wait for tomorrow." Ekan. Maya sits on mossy earth, letting trees, air, and soft light cradle her. Tonight, sleep arrives quietly, gently, naturally, as soft as autumn's final light. She closes her eyes, carried by calm, presence, and the glade's gentle rhythm. 53. The summer meadow. The meadow stretches wide, bathed in the last golden rays of the sun. Wildflowers sway gently, brushing softly against one another in the breeze. Ethan walks slowly, noticing each blade of grass beneath his feet. The air smells faintly of earth, flowers, and distant pine, calm and tender. His mind hums with unfinished tasks, subtle regrets, and quiet worry. The weight of responsibility rests lightly but persistently on his chest. The meadow does not hurry him, nor demand attention or perfection. It simply exists, offering calm, presence, and gentle reassurance. He recalls a teaching from the Majjhima Nikaya. Insight grows naturally when the mind rests quietly in stillness. I think Ethan breathes slowly, noticing the rise and fall of his chest, and exhales, imagining his thoughts drifting gently like petals on the breeze. A firefly glows nearby, hovering softly without hurry or concern. Ethan watches, letting its gentle rhythm mirror the slowing of his mind. His shoulders release, chest softens, and thoughts drift lightly across the meadow. The field teaches patience, observation, and effortless acceptance of life. A soft inner voice whispers, "You are safe. Rest fully tonight." Iswara. Ethan sits among the flowers, letting light, air, and earth cradle him. Tonight, sleep arrives quietly, gently, naturally, as soft as twilight itself. He closes his eyes, carried by calm, presence, and the meadow's gentle rhythm. 54. The evening brook. A brook winds quietly through a shaded grove, water moving gently over stones. Willows arch above, their leaves brushing softly against the flowing water. Clara walks slowly beside the stream, listening to the soothing, steady sound. The air smells faintly of wet earth, moss, and summer flowers. Her mind hums with unfinished work, obligations, and subtle self-criticism. The weight of responsibility rests lightly on her chest and shoulders. The brook does not demand effort or hurry from her. It simply flows steadily, offering calm, space, and gentle presence. She recalls a teaching from the Satipatthana Sutta. Awareness of breath and body brings gentle release to the restless mind. And Clara breathes slowly, noticing each inhale and exhale, and exhales, imagining her worries carried downstream by the soft water. A dragonfly skims across the surface, moving effortlessly. Unhurried, Clara watches, feeling its calm, gentle motion settle within her mind. Her shoulders release, chest softens, and thoughts drift quietly like ripples on the water. The brook teaches patience, gentle observation, and effortless acceptance of life. A soft inner voice whispers, "Rest now. Your heart is safe and calm." Ismai. Clara leans against a willow, letting water, air, and leaves cradle her. Tonight, sleep arrives quietly, gently, naturally, as soft as flowing water. She closes her eyes, carried by calm, presence, and the brook's gentle rhythm. 55. The quiet glen. A small glen lies tucked between gentle hills, shaded by tall trees. Soft light filters through leaves, painting the ground in dappled patterns. Nathan walks slowly, letting each footstep press lightly into moss and earth. The air smells faintly of pine, moss, and distant flowers, calm and tender. His mind hums with unfinished tasks, obligations, and subtle self-judgment. The weight of responsibility rests softly on his chest and shoulders. The glen does not hurry him, nor demand attention or perfection. It simply exists, offering calm, space, and gentle presence. He recalls a teaching from the Majjhima Nikaya: insight arises naturally when the mind rests quietly in stillness. In-pursed, Nathan breathes slowly, noticing each inhale and exhale, and exhales, imagining his thoughts melting softly into the earth below. A deer steps lightly through the underbrush, moving without hurry or concern. Nathan watches, noticing its calm, effortless presence, a reflection of stillness. His chest softens, shoulders release, and his thoughts drift gently like leaves on a stream. The glen teaches patience, observation, and effortless acceptance of what is. A soft inner voice whispers, "You are safe. Rest fully tonight." Is all. Nathan leans against a tree, letting moss, leaves, and air cradle him. Tonight, sleep arrives quietly, gently, naturally, like mist settling over the glen. He closes his eyes, carried by calm, presence, and the glen's gentle rhythm. 56. The willow path. A path winds gently through a grove of willows, their branches brushing softly. Sunlight filters through leaves, casting moving patterns on the quiet earth. Sophia walks slowly, noticing the soft ground beneath her bare feet. The air smells faintly of water, earth, and tender green leaves. Her mind hums with unfinished work, small regrets, and subtle worry. The weight of obligation presses lightly on her chest and shoulders. The willow path does not demand anything of her. It simply exists, steady, patient, offering calm and gentle presence. She recalls a teaching from the Satipatthana Sutta: awareness of body and breath softens the restless mind. In quote, Sophia breathes slowly, noticing each rise and fall of her chest, and exhales, imagining her worries drifting softly like leaves in wind. A small bird hops along the path, pausing briefly before moving on. Sophia smiles, noticing its effortless motion, reflecting calm within her mind. Her shoulders release, chest softens, and thoughts drift quietly, like shadows in the trees. The path teaches patience, observation, and gentle acceptance without force. A soft inner voice whispers, "Rest now, and let the world wait for tomorrow." Even Sophia sits among the willows, letting air, leaves, and sunlight cradle her. Tonight, sleep arrives quietly, gently, naturally, as soft as the evening light. She closes her eyes, carried by calm, presence, and the willow's gentle rhythm. 57. The moonlit lake. The lake glows softly under the light of a full, gentle moon. Water is still, reflecting stars and trees with a quiet, tender shimmer. Lucas sits on a smooth rock at the water's edge, hands resting loosely. The air smells faintly of water, earth, and soft night flowers. His mind hums with unfinished work, worries, and subtle regrets from the day. The weight of responsibility presses lightly on his chest and shoulders. The lake does not hurry him, nor demand attention or perfection. It simply exists, steady, calm, offering space to rest fully. He recalls a teaching from the Mahakamavibhanga Sutta. Ease arises naturally when the mind releases tension and clinging. It's 9. Lucas breathes slowly, noticing each inhale and exhales, imagining restless thoughts drifting like leaves across the water. A frog leaps gently into the pond, sending soft ripples outward. Lucas watches, feeling the calm settle quietly in his chest and mind. His shoulders release, chest softens, and thoughts drift gently like ripples on water. The lake teaches patience, gentle observation, and effortless acceptance. A soft inner voice whispers, "You are safe. Rest fully tonight." It is reminders. Lucas leans back on the rock, letting water, air, and moonlight cradle him. Tonight, sleep arrives quietly, gently, naturally. As soft as the lake's reflection, he closes his eyes, carried by calm, presence, and the gentle rhythm of water. 58. The Lavender Hill. A hill stretches wide, bathed in the soft scent and color of lavender. Rows of flowers sway gently in the breeze, brushing softly against each other. Maya walks slowly, letting her hands brush lightly over the fragrant stalks. The air smells faintly of earth, flowers, and distant pine, calm and soothing. Her mind hums with unfinished tasks, obligations, and quiet self-criticism. The weight of responsibility rests lightly but persistently on her chest. The Lavender Hill does not demand attention, effort, or perfection. It simply exists, offering calm, presence, and gentle reassurance. She recalls a teaching from the Dhammapada. Peace arises when the heart softens and releases craving. Maya breathes slowly, noticing the rise and fall of her chest, and exhales, imagining her worries drifting gently like petals on a breeze. A bee pauses on a blossom, moving with quiet ease. Maya smiles, noticing its gentle presence, reflecting calm within herself. Her shoulders relax, chest softens, and thoughts drift lightly like lavender in wind. The hill teaches patience, observation, and effortless acceptance of life. A soft inner voice whispers, "Rest now, and let the world wait for tomorrow." In Muth, Maya sits among the lavender, letting air, fragrance, and soft light cradle her. Tonight, sleep arrives quietly, gently, naturally, as soft as evening itself. She closes her eyes, carried by calm, presence, and the hill's gentle rhythm. 59. The Frosted Creek. A creek flows gently through a frost-covered meadow, water glinting softly. Each blade of grass sparkles in the pale light of early evening. Ethan walks slowly, noticing the quiet crunch beneath his boots. The air smells faintly of earth, ice, and distant pine, crisp and tender. His mind hums with unfinished work, obligations, and subtle worry. The weight of responsibility presses softly on his chest and shoulders. The creek does not hurry him, nor demand attention or effort. It simply flows steadily, offering calm, presence, and gentle reassurance. He recalls a teaching from the Satipatthana Sutta. Awareness of body and breath softens the restless mind. I1. Ethan breathes slowly, noticing each inhale and exhale, and exhales, imagining his restless thoughts melting quietly into the water. A small bird flits over the creek, moving effortlessly, without worry. Ethan watches, noticing its calm, gentle presence, a mirror for his mind. His shoulders release, chest softens, and thoughts drift gently like ripples on the water. The creek teaches patience, observation, and quiet acceptance of life. A soft inner voice whispers, "You are safe. Rest fully tonight." Ethan leans on a frost-dusted rock, letting creek, air, and earth cradle him. Tonight, sleep arrives quietly, gently, naturally, as soft as flowing water. He closes his eyes, carried by calm, presence, and the creek's gentle rhythm. 60. The evening orchard. An orchard rests quietly under a soft, golden evening light. Apple trees stretch slowly, their branches brushing gently against the breeze. Sophia walks slowly between the rows, noticing the earth soft beneath her feet. The air smells faintly of ripe fruit, blossoms, and gentle autumn warmth. Her mind hums with unfinished work, subtle worries, and quiet self-doubt. The weight of expectation rests lightly on her chest and shoulders. The orchard does not demand attention, effort, or perfection from her. It simply exists, steady and patient, offering calm, presence, and gentle space. She recalls a teaching from the Mahakama Vibhanga Sutta. Ease arises naturally when the mind releases tension and clinging. In tone, Sophia breathes slowly, noticing each rise and fall of her chest, and exhales, imagining her restless thoughts falling softly like apples to earth. A small fox pauses at the edge of the orchard, watching quietly before moving on. Sophia smiles, noticing its effortless calm, a reflection of presence she can nurture. Her shoulders release, chest softens, and thoughts drift gently like leaves in the wind. The orchard teaches patience, observation, and gentle acceptance of what is. A soft inner voice whispers, "You are enough. Rest fully tonight." Sophia leans against a tree, letting orchard, air, and light cradle her. Tonight, sleep arrives quietly, gently, naturally, as soft as the evening orchard. She closes her eyes, carried by calm, presence, and the orchard's gentle rhythm. 61. The starlit glade. A glade opens under a sky full of quiet, twinkling stars. The grass is soft beneath Lila's feet, dew collecting gently on each blade. The air is cool, carrying faint scents of earth, moss, and distant flowers. A gentle breeze stirs leaves, brushing softly against the night. Her mind hums with unfinished tasks, quiet regrets, and subtle self-criticism. The weight of responsibility rests lightly but persistently on her chest. The glade does not demand attention or effort. It simply exists, offering calm, presence, and quiet space to arrive. She recalls a teaching from the Majjhima Nikaya. Insight arises naturally when the mind rests quietly in stillness. Isnatmi knows. Lila breathes slowly, noticing each inhale and exhale, and exhales, imagining her thoughts dissolving softly into the starlit night. A firefly glows nearby, hovering without hurry, gentle and unhurried. Lila smiles, noticing its rhythm, a reflection of calm settling within her mind. Her shoulders relax, chest softens, and thoughts drift quietly like stars overhead. The glade teaches patience, gentle observation, and effortless acceptance of life. A soft inner voice whispers, "Rest now, and let the world wait for tomorrow." It's no point. Lila sits among the grass, letting air, night, and quiet cradle her. Tonight, sleep arrives quietly, gently, naturally, as soft as starlight on the glade. She closes her eyes, carried by calm, presence, and the night's gentle rhythm. 62. The misty lake. A lake lies quiet beneath a soft veil of mist, still and serene. Willows arch over the water, their leaves brushing gently against the surface. Ethan walks slowly along the edge, noticing the earth soft beneath his feet. The air smells faintly of water, moss, and early evening flowers, calm and tender. His mind hums with unfinished tasks, subtle worries, and quiet regrets. The weight of responsibility rests lightly on his chest and shoulders. The lake does not demand effort, tension, or perfection. It simply exists, steady and patient, offering calm, presence, and gentle space. He recalls a teaching from the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. Rest arises naturally when the mind lets go of tension and striving. It's Ethan breathes slowly, noticing the rise and fall of his chest, and exhales, imagining his restless thoughts dissolving softly into the mist. A small heron steps silently along the shore, moving without hurry or concern. Ethan watches, noticing its calm, effortless presence. A mirror for his mind. His shoulders release, chest softens, and thoughts drift gently like mist across water. The lake teaches patience, gentle observation, and quiet acceptance without force. A soft inner voice whispers, "You are safe. Rest fully tonight." Is life. Ethan leans on a willow, letting water, mist, and air cradle him. Tonight, sleep arrives quietly, gently, naturally, as soft as the lake's evening mist. He closes his eyes, carried by calm, presence, and the gentle rhythm of water. 63. The twilight meadow. A meadow stretches wide under the fading light of twilight. Soft and still, wildflowers sway gently in the breeze, brushing softly against one another. Clara walks slowly, noticing each blade of grass beneath her feet. The air carries faint scents of earth, flowers, and distant pine, tender and calming. Her mind hums with unfinished work, obligations, and subtle self-criticism. The weight of responsibility rests lightly on her chest and shoulders. The meadow does not hurry her, nor demand attention or perfection. It simply exists, offering calm, presence, and gentle reassurance. She recalls a teaching from the Satipatthana Sutta. Awareness of body and breath softens the restless mind. In tapses, Clara breathes slowly, noticing each inhale and exhales, imagining her thoughts drifting gently like petals in the breeze. A firefly glows softly nearby, hovering without hurry or concern. Clara watches, letting its gentle rhythm mirror the slowing of her mind. Her shoulders release, chest softens, and thoughts drift lightly like wild flowers in wind. The meadow teaches patience, observation, and effortless acceptance of life. A soft inner voice whispers, "Rest now, and let the world wait for tomorrow." If we know, Clara sits among the flowers, letting light, air, and earth cradle her. Tonight, sleep arrives quietly, gently, naturally, as soft as twilight itself. She closes her eyes, carried by calm, presence, and the meadow's gentle rhythm. 64. The Willow Pond. A pond lies calm beneath the arching branches of old willows. Water ripples softly, reflecting the soft amber of the setting sun. Sophia walks slowly along the edge, noticing each step pressing gently into earth. The air smells faintly of water, moss, and tender green leaves. Her mind hums with unfinished work, subtle worries, and quiet regret. The weight of responsibility rests lightly but persistently on her chest. The pond does not hurry her, nor demand effort or attention. It simply exists, steady, calm, offering space to rest fully. She recalls a teaching from the Mahakama Vibhanga Sutta. Ease arises naturally when the mind releases tension and clinging. Ayuse. Sophia breathes slowly, noticing each rise and fall of her chest, and exhales, imagining her restless thoughts drifting like leaves across the water. A dragonfly hovers near the surface, moving effortlessly and quietly. Sophia watches, noticing its gentle, unhurried motion. A mirror for her mind. Her shoulders release, chest softens, and thoughts drift like ripples across the pond. The willow trees whisper patience, observation, and quiet acceptance without demand. A soft inner voice whispers, "You are safe. Rest fully tonight." Well, Sophia leans on a willow, letting water, air, and light cradle her. Tonight, sleep arrives quietly, gently, naturally, as soft as the pond's reflection. She closes her eyes, carried by calm, presence, and the willow's gentle rhythm. 65. The Silver Stream. A narrow stream winds quietly through a shaded forest. Water glinting softly, moss-covered stones line its edges, holding the water in gentle balance. Leo walks slowly beside it, noticing each footstep press softly into earth. The air smells faintly of water, moss, and distant pine, calm and tender. His mind hums with unfinished work, obligations, and quiet self-doubt. The weight of responsibility rests lightly on his chest and shoulders. The stream does not hurry him, nor demand attention or effort. It simply flows, steady, patient, offering calm, presence, and gentle reassurance. He recalls a teaching from the Satipatthana Sutta. Awareness of body and breath softens the restless mind. End quote. Leo breathes slowly, noticing each inhale and exhale, and exhales, imagining his restless thoughts drifting quietly downstream. A dragonfly hovers over the water, wings catching sunlight with effortless grace. Leo smiles, noticing its calm, gentle motion, a reflection of his own mind. His shoulders release, chest softens, and thoughts drift gently like ripples on water. The stream teaches patience, observation, and effortless acceptance of life. A soft inner voice whispers, "You are safe. Rest fully tonight." Well, in 2s, Leo leans against a tree, letting stream, air, and moss cradle him. Tonight, sleep arrives quietly, gently, naturally, as soft as the silver water. He closes his eyes, carried by calm, presence, and the stream's gentle rhythm. 66. The autumn clearing. A clearing opens among tall oaks. Bathed in the soft glow of autumn light, leaves rustle gently in the breeze, painting the ground in muted gold and red. Maya walks slowly, noticing the soft earth beneath her feet. The air smells faintly of dry leaves, earth, and distant wildflowers. Calm and tender, her mind hums with unfinished work, subtle worries, and quiet self-judgment. The weight of obligation rests lightly but persistently on her chest. The clearing does not demand effort, attention, or perfection. It simply exists, steady, patient, offering calm, space, and gentle presence. She recalls a teaching from the Dhammapada: peace arises when the heart softens and releases craving. Maya breathes slowly, noticing the rise and fall of her chest, and exhales, imagining her restless thoughts drifting softly like falling leaves. A small squirrel pauses on a branch, watching quietly before moving along. Maya smiles, noticing its calm, effortless presence, a reflection of stillness. Her shoulders release, chest softens, and thoughts drift gently like leaves in the wind. The clearing teaches patience, gentle observation, and effortless acceptance of life. A soft inner voice whispers, "Rest now, and let the world wait for tomorrow." Maya sits on mossy earth, letting air, leaves, and sunlight cradle her. Tonight, sleep arrives quietly, gently, naturally, as soft as autumn's fading light. She closes her eyes, carried by calm, presence, and the clearing's gentle rhythm. 67. The moonlit orchard. The orchard rests in quiet under the soft glow of the moon. Fruit trees stretch slowly, their branches brushing gently against the night air. Sophia walks slowly between the rows, noticing the earth soft beneath her feet. The air smells faintly of ripe fruit, blossoms, and tender evening warmth. Her mind hums with unfinished tasks, subtle worries, and quiet regrets. The weight of responsibility rests lightly on her chest and shoulders. The orchard does not hurry her, nor demand effort or attention. It simply exists, steady, calm, offering space to rest fully. She recalls a teaching from the Mahakamavibhanga Sutta: ease arises naturally when the mind releases tension and clinging. "It's mine." Sophia breathes slowly, noticing each rise and fall of her chest, and exhales, imagining her restless thoughts falling softly like fruit to earth. A small fox pauses at the edge of the orchard, watching quietly before moving on. Sophia smiles, noticing its calm, effortless presence, a reflection of stillness. Her shoulders release, chest softens, and thoughts drift gently like leaves in the breeze. The orchard teaches patience, observation, and gentle acceptance of what is. A soft inner voice whispers, "You are enough. Rest fully tonight." Reaper. Sophia leans against a tree, letting orchard, air, and light cradle her. Tonight, sleep arrives quietly, gently, naturally, as soft as the evening orchard. She closes her eyes, carried by calm, presence, and the orchard's gentle rhythm. 68. The shimmering meadow. A meadow shimmers under the fading light, soft and expansive. Wildflowers sway gently in the breeze, brushing softly against each other. Lucas walks slowly, noticing each blade of grass beneath his feet. The air carries faint scents of earth, flowers, and distant pine, tender and calming. His mind hums with unfinished work, obligations, and subtle self-criticism. The weight of responsibility rests lightly on his chest and shoulders. The meadow does not hurry him, nor demand attention or perfection. It simply exists, offering calm, presence, and gentle reassurance. He recalls a teaching from the Satipatthana Sutta. Awareness of body and breath softens the restless mind. Times, Lucas breathes slowly, noticing each inhale and exhales, imagining his thoughts drifting gently like petals on the breeze. A firefly glows softly nearby, hovering without hurry or concern. Lucas watches, letting its gentle rhythm mirror the slowing of his mind. His shoulders release, chest softens, and thoughts drift lightly like wildflowers in wind. The meadow teaches patience, observation, and effortless acceptance of life. A soft inner voice whispers, "Rest now, and let the world wait for tomorrow." Mawa, Lucas sits among the flowers, letting light, air, and earth cradle him. Tonight, sleep arrives quietly, gently, naturally, as soft as twilight itself. He closes his eyes, carried by calm, presence, and the meadow's gentle rhythm. 69. The frosted glen. A glen lies quiet beneath a light frost, soft and still. Ice glimmers on leaves and moss, sparkling under the pale morning sun. Ethan walks slowly, noticing each step pressing softly into the frozen earth. The air smells faintly of ice, earth, and distant pine, crisp and calm. His mind hums with unfinished tasks, subtle worries, and quiet regret. The weight of responsibility rests lightly on his chest and shoulders. The glen does not demand effort, attention, or perfection. It simply exists, steady, calm, offering space to rest fully. He recalls a teaching from the Satipatthana Sutta. Awareness of body and breath softens the restless mind. If you know, Ethan breathes slowly, noticing each inhale and exhales, imagining his restless thoughts dissolving gently into frost and earth. A small rabbit pauses in the glen, ears twitching softly, then hops away. Ethan smiles, noticing its calm, effortless presence, reflecting stillness within him. His shoulders release, chest softens, and thoughts drift gently like frost melting in sunlight. The glen teaches patience, gentle observation, and effortless acceptance of life. A soft inner voice whispers, "You are safe. Rest fully tonight." Ethan leans against a tree, letting glen, frost, and air cradle him. Tonight, sleep arrives quietly, gently, naturally, as soft as the frosted earth. He closes his eyes, carried by calm, presence, and the glen's gentle rhythm. Now, Allow your body to sink more deeply into the comfort beneath you. Feel the weight of your shoulders soften, your chest rise and fall with ease. Every breath carries quiet, calm, gentle and steady. Like a soft stream, your thoughts may drift, like leaves floating on water. Slowly, without effort, notice how your mind begins to quiet, letting go of the day's demands. Each inhale brings calm. Each exhale releases tension and quiet worry. You are safe here, in this gentle moment, cradled by stillness. There is nothing to fix, nothing to chase, only the present breath. The body relaxes fully, the heart softens, the mind eases its grip. Let the quiet hum of life around you, the rhythm of your breathing, guide you deeper into comfort, warmth, and effortless ease. All the little worries may drift away, like clouds fading in a soft sky. You may notice gentle images, soft colors, or quiet light in your mind. Let them come and go, without holding, without needing to follow. Everything here is calm, steady, and safe, carrying you softly forward. Sleep may arrive gently, quietly, like evening mist settling on the earth. Rest now, fully and gently, letting the body, mind, and heart release. All that is needed has already been done. All that remains is peace. You are enough. You are safe. You are held by quiet presence. And as your breath flows softly, allow yourself to drift into deep, gentle sleep.